For centuries, long before there were pharmaceutical laboratories and chemical treatments, our grandmothers and great-grandmothers used medicinal herbs to keep their hair strong, thick, and healthy. And the most fascinating thing is that modern science is showing us that they were absolutely right. Today I'm going to reveal to you 3 specific herbs that have been scientifically studied and that can stop your hair loss in a natural way. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm Dr. Haewon Kim, a specialist in nutrition and hair health. If you have been following my videos, you know that I've already talked about vitamins, minerals, juices, and oils for the hair. But today I want to take you back to the roots of natural medicine, literally. Medicinal herbs have been used by every culture in the world for thousands of years, and some of them have extraordinary properties for hair health that science is only now beginning to fully understand. What fascinates me about herbs is that they don't work in just one way, like pharmaceutical medications. Herbs contain hundreds of bioactive compounds that work together synergistically, attacking hair loss from multiple angles at the same time. They improve circulation, reduce inflammation, block the harmful hormones, nourish the follicles, and strengthen the hair from the root. All of this without the side effects of chemical medications. The 3 herbs I'm going to share with you today are not exotic herbs that are hard to find. They are herbs that you can probably get at your local market, in a health food store, or even grow in your own backyard. And each of them has scientific studies that support its effectiveness for hair health. But before we continue, I want to ask you a very important question. Did your grandmother or your mother use any herb for hair care? I would love for you to share in the comments what herbal remedies you know from your family or your culture. This community is incredible because we bring together the traditional knowledge of many English-speaking countries. Now, I'm asking you, if this information seems valuable to you, to give the video a like right now and subscribe to the channel by clicking the notification bell. Every week, I publish content that can transform your hair health, and I don't want you to miss a single video. Let's go to the first herb, and I'm going to start with the most scientifically studied one of all. Herb number 1 is rosemary. And if you had to choose just one herb for your hair, this should be your choice. Rosemary is not just a delicious aromatic herb for cooking. It is one of the most potent medicinal plants out there for stopping hair loss. I already mentioned rosemary briefly in my video on oils, but today I want to go much deeper into why this herb is so extraordinary. The most important study on rosemary and the hair was published in Skimmer Journal in 2015. The researchers compared rosemary oil to minoxidil, which is the standard pharmaceutical treatment for baldness. After 6 months, both treatments were equally effective at promoting hair growth, but the rosemary group had significantly fewer side effects, such as itching and irritation. So why does rosemary also work? It has multiple mechanisms of action that work together. First, rosemary contains carnosic acid and rosmarinic acid, 2 compounds that powerfully stimulate blood circulation in the scalp. When your follicles receive more blood, they receive more oxygen and nutrients, which stimulates the growth of new hair. Second, rosemary has potent anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic scalp inflammation is a hidden cause of hair loss that many people ignore. The compounds in rosemary calm this inflammation and create an optimal environment for the follicles to function properly. Third, and this is very important, rosemary can inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. This is the enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT, the hormone directly responsible for pattern baldness in both men and women. By blocking this enzyme, rosemary protects your follicles from hormonal damage. Fourth, rosemary has antimicrobial properties that help keep the scalp free from bacteria and fungi that can contribute to hair loss and to problems like dandruff. Here I want to ask you a question. Do you have a rosemary plant at your house or in your garden? It is one of the easiest herbs to grow. It grows in almost any climate, and you'll always have fresh rosemary available, both for cooking and for your hair. Tell me in the comments if you grow rosemary, or if you plan to do it after watching this video. There are several ways to use rosemary for your hair. The first is to make a concentrated infusion. Boil 1 cup of water. Add a generous handful of fresh rosemary or 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary. Let it steep covered for 30 minutes. Strain it and use this infusion as a final rinse after washing your hair. Don't rinse it out with water. Let it work. You can do this every time you wash your hair. The second way is to make a homemade rosemary oil. Fill a glass jar with fresh rosemary. Cover it completely with extra virgin olive oil. Close the jar and leave it in a dark place for 2 to 4 weeks. The oil will extract all the beneficial compounds from the rosemary. Afterwards, strain the oil and apply it to your scalp 2 or 3 times a week, massaging gently. The third way is to use rosemary essential oil, which is the most concentrated and potent form. Mix 5 to 10 drops of rosemary essential oil with 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil, like coconut or jojoba oil, and apply directly to the scalp. Never apply essential oil undiluted because it is too concentrated and can irritate the skin. Herb number 2 is nettle, also known as Urtica dioica, and this is one of the most underestimated herbs for hair health. Nettle has a reputation for being an annoying plant that causes irritation when you touch it, but when prepared correctly, it is a treasure of nutrients for your hair. Nettle is extraordinarily rich in nutrients essential for the hair. It contains iron, silica, sulfur, zinc, and vitamins A, C, D, and K. It is like a natural multivitamin in plant form. But what makes nettle truly special for hair loss is its ability to block DHT. Studies have shown that nettle can inhibit both the 5-alpha reductase enzyme and the binding of DHT to receptors in the hair follicles. This means that nettle attacks the hormonal problem of hair loss from 2 different angles. This is why nettle is a common ingredient in many natural supplements for the prostate and the hair. A study published in the Journal of Herbal Medicine found that nettle root extract was effective at reducing DHT levels and improving the symptoms related to an excess of this hormone. Although the study focused on prostate health, the same mechanisms apply to the protection of the hair follicles. Nettle also improves blood circulation thanks to its high iron content and its ability to dilate the blood vessels. Better circulation means that more nutrients and oxygen reach your follicles, stimulating the growth of new hair and strengthening the existing hair. In addition, nettle has significant anti-inflammatory properties. It contains compounds that inhibit inflammatory cytokines, reducing scalp inflammation that can damage the follicles. It also has antioxidant properties that protect the cells from the damage of free radicals. Here I want to ask you an important question. Did you know about nettle before this video? It is a very common herb in Europe and the Americas, but many people don't know about its incredible benefits for the hair. Let me know in the comments if nettle is new to you or if you have already used it. The most common way to use nettle for the hair is as a tea or infusion. You can drink nettle tea daily to get its benefits from the inside. Simply boil water, add a tablespoon of dried nettle leaves, let it steep for 10 minutes, strain, and drink. The flavor is mild and pleasant, similar to a light green tea. You can also use the nettle infusion as a hair rinse. Just like with rosemary, prepare a concentrated infusion, let it cool, and use it as a final rinse after washing your hair. Combining drinking nettle tea and using it as a rinse gives you both internal and external benefits. Another option is to take supplements of nettle root extract in capsules. This is the most convenient way if you don't have access to fresh or dried nettle. Look for good quality standardized extracts at health food stores. An important warning: if you take blood pressure medications, blood thinners, or diabetes medications, consult your doctor before using nettle regularly, as it may interact with these medications. Herb number 3 is horsetail, also known as Equisetum arvense, and this is a truly ancestral herb. Horsetail is one of the oldest plants on the planet. It existed even before the dinosaurs, and it has been used medicinally by practically every ancient culture. What makes horsetail extraordinary for the hair is its very high silica content. Silica is a trace mineral that is absolutely essential for the formation of collagen and keratin, the 2 main proteins that give structure to your hair. In fact, horsetail contains more silica than any other known plant. Hair is composed mainly of keratin, and without enough silica, your body cannot produce quality keratin. The result is weak, brittle, dull hair that is prone to falling out. Horsetail provides the silica that your follicles need to produce strong, resistant hair. A study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology investigated the effects of a supplement containing horsetail extract on women with thinning hair. After 90 days, the participants showed a significant increase in hair thickness and a reduction in hair loss. The researchers attributed these results mainly to the high silica content of horsetail. But horsetail does not only provide silica, it is also rich in antioxidants that protect the follicles from oxidative damage. It has anti-inflammatory properties that calm the scalp and contains other important minerals like potassium, manganese, and zinc. In addition, horsetail stimulates collagen production in the body. Collagen is the protein that gives structure to connective tissues, including the skin of the scalp that surrounds and supports the follicles. A scalp with good collagen provides a better environment for the follicles to function properly. Here, I'm going to ask you a question. Had you heard about horsetail for the hair? It is very popular in Europe for strengthening hair and nails, but in many English-speaking countries, it is not as well known. Tell me in the comments if you already knew about this herb. The most effective way to use horsetail is by taking it internally, since the silica needs to be absorbed by your body in order to reach the follicles. You can prepare a tea by boiling water and adding a tablespoon of dried horsetail. Let it steep for 15 minutes, strain, and drink. It is recommended to have 1 or 2 cups a day. You can also find supplements of horsetail extract in capsules at health food stores. This is a convenient option if you don't like the taste of the tea or if you don't have time to prepare it daily. Look for standardized extracts that indicate the silica content. For external use, you can add horsetail infusion to your rosemary or nettle rinse to create a super potent combined treatment. The mixture of all 3 herbs together gives you all of their benefits in a single treatment. An important note: horsetail contains an enzyme called thiaminase that can destroy vitamin B1 if consumed in excess. For this reason, it is not recommended to take horsetail continuously for more than 6 weeks in a row. Take it for 6 weeks, rest for 2 weeks, and then you can continue. This avoids any possible vitamin B1 deficiency. Now that you know the 3 most powerful herbs for stopping hair loss, I want to give you some crucial tips to maximize their benefits. First, you can combine these 3 herbs to create a complete treatment. My recommendation is to prepare a combined infusion with equal parts of rosemary, nettle, and horsetail. This mixture gives you the circulation-stimulating benefits of rosemary, the DHT blocking effect of nettle, and the strengthening silica of horsetail. You can drink it as a tea and also use it as a hair rinse. Second, consistency is absolutely key. Herbs work in a gentler and more gradual way than pharmaceutical medications, but they are also safer and their effects are longer lasting. You need to use these herbs regularly for at least 6 weeks to start seeing significant results. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate changes. Third, the quality of the herbs matters enormously. Always look for organic herbs whenever possible, since conventional herbs may contain pesticide residues. Fresh herbs are generally more potent than dried, but good quality dried herbs also work very well. Fourth, these herbs work best as part of a complete strategy. Combine them with a good diet, with the vitamins and minerals I mentioned in previous videos, and with the natural oils, in order to attack hair loss from every possible angle. Fifth, listen to your body. Although herbs are generally safe, every person is different. If you notice any adverse reaction, stop using them and consult a health professional. Before we wrap up, I want to mention something very important about ancestral wisdom. Our grandmothers and great-grandmothers did not have access to laboratories or scientific studies, but they had something equally valuable: thousands of years of observation and accumulated experience. The herbs they used were selected over generations because they worked. Modern science is simply confirming what they already knew. It excites me very much that we are living in a time when we can combine ancestral knowledge with modern scientific validation. This allows us to use herbs with confidence, knowing that they carry both the wisdom of our ancestors and the support of current research. Now I want to ask you one last very important question. Which of these 3 herbs are you going to try first? Rosemary, for its powerful scientific evidence comparable to minoxidil. Nettle, for its ability to block DHT from 2 angles. Or horsetail, for its extraordinary silica content. Write your choice to me in the comments. I love hearing what resonates most with my community. I also want to know what state you are watching this video from, and what medicinal herbs are popular in your culture for hair care. Whether it's California, Texas, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, or anywhere else in the United States, or from the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, or anywhere else. I'm fascinated by learning about the herbal traditions of different countries. And one more thing, what other topics related to natural remedies for the hair would you like me to cover? Would you like me to talk about homemade hair masks, or scalp massages, or foods that you should avoid? Your input is extremely valuable to me because it helps me create exactly the content you need. If this video was helpful to you, share it with a friend or family member who is also looking for natural solutions to hair loss. It might be exactly the information they need to hear today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single new video. I'm Dr. Haewon Kim, and I'll see you in the next video. Take good care of yourself and take care of your hair.